Today, we are going to be talking about the 3 best credit cards for beginners. Credit cards. This is a word that actually scares a lot of people because they think that you're just going to get into massive amounts of debt and they just think that you're just going to ruin your life forever. And that can be true. It depends on how you use the cards, and you need to be really self-disciplined when it comes to getting a credit card. I myself am pretty new to credit cards, but I do know people that have made a lot of money with them. And of course, you can see a lot of people on YouTube that have just used them really well as well. My parents, for example, my dad has not been the best at managing his credit cards. And so he has had some struggles with, having to pay debt and having to deal with all of these things. I recently opened a credit card account and I've been doing really well with it. I've been, making my payments on time. I've been doing all of these all of the right things that you're supposed to do. If you're just getting started as well, then this is the perfect video for you. Here we're going to be looking at the 3 best credit cards that you can get as a beginner. So starting at number 3, our number 3 credit card is the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. I'm going to break down the reasons why this is a good credit card and why it's the number 3. So first of all, it requires a good credit score of around 690 or above. This isn't the best credit card if you're just starting off, right? Because you already need a 690 credit score, which is good, but it's pretty easy to have a 690. But let's say you do meet these requirements. The next reason why it's a really good credit card is because it has no annual fees. Now, what does no annual fees means? That means that you don't have to pay for the card every year. Some cards require you to pay every year a certain fee that card has. It can go anywhere from around $50 all the way up to like $550 a year to have that credit card open. And the reason why no annual fees is so good is because a percentage of your credit score is based off of how old your first credit card account is. And you want your first credit card account to be one with no annual fees, because this means that you can have it open without having to pay anything. And your first oldest account is just going to be getting older and older and older, and that's going to help your credit score to grow and to become higher every single time, just by your account being open and just by it aging on its own. Now next is the bonus. So some credit cards give you bonuses when you sign up, and with this credit card, you get a bonus of $200 when you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months. Now don't think that you have to spend $1,000 right away just because you want to get to $200. It gives you 3 months. So you get a pretty good amount of time to be able to spend $1,000 and you'll make $200 back, which is a pretty good bonus for a beginner credit card. And as you move up, of course, the bonuses get bigger, but you have to spend more. For this being a beginner credit card, this is a pretty good bonus, I would say. The next thing is 3% cash back in the category of your choice. Some cards give you cash back throughout the year. It can be seasonal. For example, it can be 3% cash back on groceries, on gasoline stations, on restaurants, on drugstores. Each card has their own categories per seasons. You would have to look at the Bank of America website to know which categories are active at what time, but 3% cash back is a pretty good percentage to get back. Next is 2% cash back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs. So this means that anytime you buy something at a grocery store, you're going to get 2% back no matter what. It's not like seasonal or anything like that. You're going to get 2% every single time you buy something at a grocery store or a wholesale club. And lastly, 1% cash back on all of the purchases. So this means that any purchase that isn't in a grocery store, in a wholesale club, or in one of the categories of the choice, any other purchase besides those is going to be 1% cash back. Now moving on to our second credit card. This credit card is the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. Now this one right here is really good. I personally do not have it, but I am going to sign up for it. Now the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, let's get into why it's good. It requires a good credit score of around 680 or more. Now the Bank of America one was 690. This one is around 680. So it's a little bit easier, it's a little bit lower. But one thing with Chase is if you're very new, it can be hard to get accepted. Now, there's some credit card companies that they just like to give credit cards away to people, even if they know that they're not going to be able to pay it back. I don't know if they just want to make money or something like that, but some credit card companies just give credit cards away. And Chase is not one of those companies. They care about their image and they don't want people to just get into debt. And so it can be kind of hard to get the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. But if you do get it, these are some things why it's a really good credit card. It has no annual fees, of course. Once again, no annual fees is really good for your credit cards. Now this one has a bonus of $200 when you spend $500 in the first 3 months. So this is so much easier than the Bank of America card, because spending $500 in 3 months, I'm pretty sure people do that regularly. You know, it's not something that's really hard, and you'll get $200 back. So you have 3 months to spend $500. That is totally possible, and you'll get $200 back. So this is a really good bonus. And another reason why this is really good is because the bonus on this card is normally around 150, and right now it's actually at 200. So this is a really good card to invest in right now. The next reason why this is such a good credit card is because it gives you 1.5% cash back on everything. So this one doesn't have those selected categories like the Bank of America one did, but this one gives you 1.5% cash back on every single purchase you make. This is good because your purchases over time, they're just growing, and you're just receiving cash back from all these purchases. And of course, you're going to be making a lot of purchases because you need things. So this is really useful. It can really help you just to earn some extra cash while you're already just spending the money that you normally spend on a daily basis. And now for our number one card, this is the Discover It Secured card. Now this card is actually the card that I am currently using right now. And this is a really good card here. And let me tell you why. So with the Discover It Secured card, your credit line equals your security deposit. Now, what does this mean? None of the other cards had this because this is a secured card. So if you're a complete beginner, this is the best card that you can get because it does not require any previous credit history at all. So what you end up doing is you need to put a security deposit. It can be anywhere from as low as $200 to as high as around $1,000. That means that when you put your $200 in, that's your credit line. So you give them $200, and on your credit card, you can only spend $200. And this is really good because if you're a complete beginner, this allows you to build up your credit score, and it's a really safe way to do it. That's what I did. I put $200 in, and I was only able to spend $200, but now I've had this card for a good amount of time. And after about 6 months, it upgraded me to the normal Discover It card. But the Discover It Secured is the best one for complete beginners. And let me show you the rest of its benefits. This one also has no annual fees. So of course, another great beginner card. And the reason why the Discover It Secured card is so good is because it doesn't charge you anything at all, right? So for example, Wells Fargo Secured card costs $25 a year. And the US Bank Secured card costs $29 a year. Banks or credit card lenders are actually scared of people that get secured cards because this can mean that you were recently bankrupt, or you just have a really low credit score, or you don't know how to manage your credit score yet. So this can be really scary for these people that are giving you these credit cards, and that's why they charge you yearly. But Discover does not do that. And so that is why this is such a good card. Another benefit from it is that it gives you cash back. Now, a lot of the other secured cards, I don't even know if any of the other secured cards give you cash back, but this one you can actually earn money back from spending on it. Now it gives you 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants, and it gives you 1% cash back on everything else. And that's really good. The last thing is they match your cash back for the first year. So what this means is whatever cash back you get throughout that first year that you're using it, they're going to match it. For example, if your cash back is $100 for that year, they're going to give you an extra $100. And this is really good. You're just making free money while using your card for normal purchases. For example, I have been using my card just normally for, the normal things that I need. I have been using it at gas stations and restaurants, but also on everything else. And I have been able to make about $50 in cash back so far. I think I've had it for around 8 months. And so that means that, of course, I'm going to use it more. But as of right now, if I was to reach the 1 year mark, that means that Discover would give me an additional $50 on top of that. And who doesn't want free money, right? So if you're a complete beginner, then the Discover secured card definitely is the card that you want. And once again, if you're scared of credit cards, just learn how to use them. Just watch videos on it, or just ask people that have had success in using them. This past December, my family was able to go on a trip to New York. Everything was basically covered from points because my brother-in-law is really good at his credit cards. He's really good at using them, and he's really good at knowing when to sign up for which ones to be able to get points. And because of all of these points, we're able to basically go to New York, be able to do all of these things, see all of these attractions, and stay at a really nice hotel for a very cheap price because he knows how to use his credit cards. So they can be a really good thing. They can earn you a lot of money and save you a lot of money in the long run as well.